Hello, friends. Today we're going to do parcel tongue vocabulary. Not really. Really, we're going to do lesson 14, future active and middle indicative. Actually, we're really only going to do the future active. The vocab's all in the future active, not in the middle. But there are so many sigmas that get added into this, into every word or some version of sigma or some letter that has a sigma sound in it, that it sounds very much like parcel tongue for some of this. A lot of all right. This is going to be a little bit of a weird video or different, not necessarily weird. Hard for me because I want to put things side by side to you in reading orientation. So left to right for you, which is opposite for me, right? Looking at the camera. So bear with me if I make a mistake with that. Okay, here we go. What I did is I went back to all the vocabulary cards that I had made. And up till now, I had not indicated what chapter they were from because I just was using them when I was using them. But now that we're going to be doing more with these cards, I am indicating where I originally got it and then when I encountered it again as we're going through these forms so that I can shuffle and reshuffle and keep some sort of order to all these cards. So why do you care? Why is that of any importance whatsoever to you? It's because if you see up here that there's only a 14 on there as opposed to any other number, that means that it's actually a new verb for this chapter, which there's really not that many. So I just want to try to remember that if it's a new verb in the present active indicative, I'm going to talk about it a little bit. But really, if it's a verb we've had for ages, I'm just not going to talk about it much or pronounce it much in the present active indicative. I'll just spend the time on it in the future active. Okay? All right, here we go. Now, as we change each of these words, remember I talked about the sigma already and how it sounds like parcel tongue? Because all this, and if you don't know what I'm talking about with parcel tongue, it's a Harry Potter reference. Anyway, so I'm going to talk a little bit about why these sounds are changing the way that they're sounding. But if you really want to get the full scoop on it, just look at the page behind the vocabulary page because it has all of the explanations of why things change the way they do. Okay, enough explanation. On we go. All right, so we had hago, right? I lead. Hago. Now, if we were going to stick a sigma in this stem, we would end up with agso. Agso. Well, g is kind of the way you make it in the back of your throat is the same way that you would make like a k. And if you put x together, x, hey, we've already got a Greek letter that makes that sound. X. Okay, so it's not x, x. We can't voice g. X. We can't voice and then put a s after it. We can't do that. X. It's very hard. So people ended up saying axo. Okay, so we went from, used to be ago to axo. 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 Your turn? Yes, I will lead. So I lead, ago, I will lead. Axo. Okay, here we go. Now you know the format. And so do I. All right, here's akuo. We used to have akuo, right? I hear. Now, akuo in the future is deponent. So instead of the O ending, we're going to have oh my. Okay, so here we go. So we have, but when we have to stick the sigma in there, akusamai, akusamai, akusamai. Your turn? All right, there we go. I will hear. Akuo, I hear. Akusamai, I will hear. That one's actually pretty straightforward except for the whole deponent thing. Right, with the oh my instead of the O. All right. We had apostello, apostello. Now, the interesting thing is with something that ends in a double consonant right before the ending, what happens is one of those consonants gets dropped. So that's what you're going to see happen here. You're not going to see a sigma, but you're going to see that a consonant gets dropped, and you're going to see that the accent is going to move from the penultimate syllable to the ultimate or to the last syllable, and you're going to get a circumflex over that omega. So we go from, we used to have apostello, I send out, like send out a messenger with a message, to apostello, apostello, apostello. Your turn? And you hear that, oh, the circumflex, apostello. So the accent, you can hear the difference. Apostello, Apostelo, right? Different. Okay. I send out, I will send out. Next. Okay. Blepo. Used to have blepo, I see. Blepo. Now we're going to have to stick a sigma in here. So it's going to be P sigma. So ps. So blepso. Well, we have a Greek letter that does the ps all together in one letter. So it becomes blepso, right? Blepso. Right there, we got the ps, right? Blepso. I will see. Blepo, I see. Blepso. I will see. Oh, I didn't give you a chance. Your turn. Okay. All right, here we go. We had ginomai. I become. This one, so vowels do crazy things sometimes. If I recall correctly, it's called elision. Vowels slide and change sometimes in different forms, and this is what happens here. So we had ginomai, and you would think you would have ginosomai, but really what happened is you had becomes genesomai. Genesomai. There's just some changing with the vowels, and we just have to roll with it. So ginomai, I become, ginomai, I become, changes to sorry, I can't look at it backwards. Genesomai. Genesomai. I will become. Genesomai. Your turn? Good. All right. So we hear the in there, the sigma in there. There's just some changing up of the vowels. All right, here we go. Gnosko. We had gnosko. I know. Now, you kind of wonder, would it be gnosko? You know, it's different. It turns out the actual root of the word, this is in the book, is not gino, like gamma, iota, nu, omega, but it's actually gamma, nu, omega without the iota in there. So it becomes gnosomai. There's your sigma, but just the root's a little different. Gnosomai. 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 Your turn? Yeah, accent right there. Going the gnosomai. Gnosko. Gnosomai. Okay, I will know. I know, I will know. Okay. Doxazo. I glorify or I praise, right? Well, doxazo, if we stuck in a sigma after the zeta here and did doxazo, that would be kind of hard to do voiced and then unvoiced with no vowels in between. So it just actually simplifies. Yay, something simpler. And becomes just an unvoiced sibilant. Sibilant is something that sounds like a whistle, like a going through your mouth. Doxazo. 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 Your turn? Yeah. Doxazo. I glorify or praise. Doxazo. I will glorify. I will praise. Doxazo. Good. All right. Oh, to be. To be is always crazy in all the Indo-European languages, and Greek is no different. So if you've learned French, Spanish, Italian, Latin, you already know that things get weird. Same with Greek. All right. So we have I am, which is the first person of to be, right? So it's emi, I am, emi. It just has a different thing. You can see where the sigma goes in. It becomes, looks kind of like a deponent, but esomai, esomai, esomai. Your turn. Okay, emi, esomai, emi, esomai. Good. All right. Now, I'll have to say that because I find the to be verbs so challenging, what I do as I'm learning a new language is I do what I've started doing here is I put all of my forms together of the verb to be, just so I have them in a quick reference spot and I don't have to keep flipping through the book to remember it, because I find them very hard to memorize because they just don't have the same obvious patterns as other verbs do. So I just have a quick reference. Once I fill this page up, I'll laminate it because I will use it all the time, but I'm still adding to it. All right, here we go. Oh, and I have a third one on there because I went ahead and added the forms from from 14, even though we haven't actually talked about them just because I was working through this. Okay, I'm sorry, this is getting long. Okay, we had erchomai, right? I come, I go, or I come, but in erchomai. And then this one, okay, let's talk about liquids. So liquids are consonants that we say without actually touching parts of our mouth together. It's like, that's why it's called a liquid. It just kind of flows over the different parts of your mouth. So in English, the most common liquids are and l, right? And they're actually very hard for people of some foreign languages that don't have the same liquids to say and l. And in Greek, it looks like and n, even though they're actually is actually an interdental and is a bilabial. In Greek, it looks like l, and n. If a word ends in that, like right before, or it has it in there, or it's right before the ending, you will see some different kinds of changes with liquids than you'll see with other consonants. Anyway, that's why this is weird. Just, that's a really long explanation for this is weird, and that's sort of why. Okay, erchomai. Erchomai, we had I come, I go. Now it becomes, now we got a sigma in there, and they see that our rho became a lambda. Okay, eleosomai. 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 Your turn. All right. So it goes from erchomai, I come or I go, to eleosomai, I will come and I will go. And that would probably be a useful one. I know that we don't necessarily have to totally memorize all these forms with the ideas that we need to understand how they change, but I think that would be a handy one to memorize. All right. Here we go. We had katabaino. Right? I go down. Kata, down. Baino, go. All right. Just like we just had erchomai and, oh, no. Sorry. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Never mind. Okay. So we had katabaino, and this one changes in an unusual way. It becomes katabesomai. Not so different. Katabesomai. Katabesomai. Your turn? Yeah, I will go down. I will go down to Galilee. I will go down to wherever. Jerusalem. I don't know. Katabesomai. All right. Or Jericho, I guess, would be more physically down. All right. Lambano. Lambano, right? I take or I receive, right? This is one that changes a lot. But let's just talk about, well, not really. It's just that the vowel is going to change again. I think it's elision. And then see if we had lam, ba, and then we had a s after it, it would be busano, lamsano. It would do something, kind of awkward like that. But you kind of already start hearing the beginnings of ps, ps, right. That's what happens. It's not voiced. It's unvoiced ps, instead of bs. But it becomes, the vowel changes a little bit. That's just the elision. Don't worry about it. Lempsomai. 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 So our sigma is just hiding. It's just included right in here. Lempsomai. Your turn. There you go. I will take. I will receive. Lambano. Lempsomai. Okay, well here now, this is what I was thinking ahead to. Now we have para lambano. Okay, so like I take or receive alongside, which actually is new. But all it is, it's not super new, right? Because you already had the prepositions. So para being beside or along, lambano. So like I take along or receive along with it. Okay, so para lambano. And then, well, here, para lambano. It's not a tricky one. I don't think we need to say it 4 times. All right, but then it does the same thing that it just did with lambano, right? And it goes para lepsomai, right? Para lempsomai, para lempsomai, para lempsomai. You? That's right. Okay, I will take along, receive. Para lambano, para lempsomai. Okay. Oh, this is a new, like actually a new word, like legit new word. Okay, so peitho. Your turn? Yeah, so that's I persuade. Sorry for the seeing through it. Pathos. I persuade. So you've heard like ethos, pathos, logos. So pathos, pathos. I persuade. A way of trying to convince people by appealing to their feelings, to their emotions. You see commercials do this a lot, especially like the really sentimental ones, right? Patho. I persuade. I persuade. Okay, so patho. I'm jumping ahead. Patho. If you stuck a sigma on there and tried to go patho, like that's hard to do, and they just simplified it, so it just becomes peso because tongues are too lazy to do that. All right, peso. So it goes from peso, 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 peso. You, yeah, peso, peso. So that what would have been the which would have been like way too much, becomes just peso. Okay, we're coming down. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Two more. Okay. This is on. Oh, I forgot to put the number on this, but this is new. This chapter. Let me stick it on here. Too many things at once. You should see. I'm gonna post a picture of my table here, my work table. There's things all over the place. This has been quite the feat getting this one together. Okay, sorry. It's a diphthong here. Okay, so we've got pros, which like towards, like makes me think of like to lay down, like prostrate oneself in prayer, you know, like lie down in prayer. Proseo chomai. Proseo chomai. Or some people might say proseo komai. Proseo komai. But I always say my I'd say that with more of a, instead of just a k like a kappa, I say it with a more of a k, like palatal fricative in the back of my mouth. Proseokomai, proseokomai. But what if I'm going to stick a sigma after it? Then I'll have ks, right? Ks, hey, we have a letter for that. So it goes in Greek from proseokomai, I pray, to proseoxomai, right? Ks, right? Proseoxomai. 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 Your turn? Yeah, I will pray. Proseoxomai. Proseoxomai. Okay, good. And last one, we have almost made it. All right. Sozo. Sozo, I save, right? Sozo, again, we had this in another one where we have like z, and then to have a s right after a z would be like z, no, it just simplifies to soso. 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 Your turn? Okay, so we got sozo, I save, soso, I will save. We made it through 14.1. Woohoo! All right, a whole lot of parcel tongue. It's parcel tongue. All right, biblical parcel tongue. All right, hang in there.